The Honourable Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the honourable member for the for Buren Grand Bank for this private member's motion here today. Mr. Speaker, on July the 24th, 1924, will mark the 100th anniversary of the dedication of the National War Memorial here in St. John's. And in 2019, it was designated as a National Historic Site. So the National War Memorial in St. John's was actually opened 15 years before the National War Memorial in Ottawa. So one of two in this province is the one that was opened 15 years earlier. And Mr. Speaker, our department, I guess we're the ones who would tend to that building. We've met with the Legion. We know their current needs. We're looking forward to meeting their needs, as they would like to see that memorial presented in 2024. And I would look forward to that 100-year anniversary. And Mr. Speaker, I'm not going to take a lot of time, but the War Memorial is very close and personal to a lot of people. And I'm going to read you, Mr. Speaker, 14 names. Daniel Barrell, S. George Bury, George B. Carter, Reginald Chater, J. Charlie Chater, Joseph Dewey, Ari G. Dominy, Edwin Egder, L. Duncan Adnott, Egder Oskins, John H. Ouse, Arl Hutchings, Ari L. Young, and Frederick Wicks. That's 14 young men who gave their life up in the Great War from my small community. And I can feel my cheeks flush up here now, Mr. Speaker, because as long as I can remember, going to the War Memorial on November 11th has been a part of my life. I say from this eye, and I know people off camera can't say, oh, this is, but I can remember Uncle Ridge as a little boy taking me down there. He was a vet from the Second World War. And he would say, Dictor, you're coming with me. And I remember that like it was yesterday. And he died, I suppose, close to 50 years ago now. So it was a long history from my family. The War Memorial, I'll give you a quick history. It was built by the Sealers. They came back after the Great War. They went to ICE, they saw the need, they raised over $1,200, Mr. Speaker, and the invoice for that stone was in the Anglican Church Rectory for years and still there now. My uncle lives there, he's the keeper of that invoice. It's around $1,200 that the stone was shipped from England with the names carved in it, Mr. Speaker. Can you imagine what $1,200 was back in the 1920s? It was a lot of money. It was a big effort. It's been a pride of our community. Every year, the town now is dwindled to around 300 people. November 11th, you'll see over 100 people were prayed from the church to the memorial, to the cenotaph, to pay their respects, and where these names are read out, and people died in the Second World War, Mr. Speaker. So it's with great pride that we stand throughout this great province of ours and respect the people who've fallen. And the past members who served. My dad was a member of the Black Watch, Mr. Speaker. I'm not so sure if anybody is familiar with what the Black Watch is, but apparently we were a pretty rough bunch, and he didn't encourage me to join. I think they were actually disbanded after he got out. So, Mr. Speaker, it's close for me. My cousin only retired a couple of years ago from the military. So all I can say to that, Mr. Speaker, is lest we forget. Let's wear our poppies proudly. Let's spend our day. Let's spend our November 11th. I know some communities you'll probably lay a wreath or play a moment of silence. And the latest I heard is they're asking people to stand outside your door for a moment of silence. Do whatever you need to do, but do something on November 11th. And remember these great men and women who gave so much so that we could have what we have today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.